Hello and welcome to back to some more Ace Investigations 2. Last time we played through the end part 1 of the Forgotten Turnabout, which we played a lot of shit against Blaise Debeste. We are now in the Grand Tower PIC meeting room in which we had a battle of wits with everybody to try to prove Kay's innocence, and we're finally getting close to the truth. All that's left to do is to find the murder weapon and use that evidence to finally nail Blaise Debeste. Let's do this. There's that classic courtroom ambience sound effect. Order in the court. Prosecutor Von Karma, your report, please.
I have bad news. We've searched every inch of the Grand Tower, but their auction gavel was nowhere to be found. Gah! That is most unfortunate. It seems I am left with no choice but to pronounce a verdict.
Well, it sure seems that way, you know. Normally, you wouldn't commit a blunder like leaving behind a murder weapon, you know. The best criminals would never do something like that.
Yeah, the best criminals wouldn't.
Oh, I don't have enough information. Is this as far as I can go?
Yes, it's a shame, you know, but it can't be helped, you see. This takes me back, you know. All those defendants who came to me asking for a plea bargain. They trusted me, you know, told me every one of their dirty little secrets, you see. And when it came time for the trial, I'd get them sentenced to life in prison. They were all completely dumbstruck, you know. Each and every one of them. Oh, how I wish you all could have seen it, you know. The stupid look on their faces.
I shall hereby announce my verdict. Please humbly accept the words of the law.
There's nothing more I can do with this. Both Kay and I are...
If only we had some evidence. I never thought that I would be passing judgment on you like this.
Is this the end? Well, obviously not, but, you know.
The defendant, Blaise Debeste.
Oh! Oh, snap!
What?
What? Get turned on, Blaise Debeste! Get turned on by your own assistant, Courtney Debeste. She has turned on you. She has betrayed you because you betrayed us all. Haha, you're going down, buddy.
I have here documents regarding a certain case, the IS-7 incident, a case that happened 18 years ago.
Documents, you say? Why would you suddenly... Wait, you don't mean... On the day of the crime, the record of your keycard being used because...
I came to this room to fetch these documents, of course.
Oh, snap! All along! She was on our side from the beginning. But, question, what does the IS-7 incident have to do with this case?
Although, when I entered the meeting room, it seems it was before the black market auction had begun. At first, I told you that I came to gather documents about you, Prosecutor Edgeworth. At that time, I simply could not tell you the truth.
But what do these files have to do with anything? Like, what's the point of this? I know it's odd to sit down and read something while this epic music is playing in the background, but I gotta know. Date of the events. Yeah, Vince Stern, victim. Silver lives discovered in the mansion. Yeah, no clues to whereabouts of his son. Gustavo's son until late before the incident. Yeah, this. We know all this. What's the point? Why you bring this up?
Without any basis, this is slander. That was a wonderful remark, Sebastian. Huh? Really? Of course there is a basis. During the case 18 years ago, Prosecutor Manfred von Kammer fabricated the information regarding the body.
That was because the body of the sculptor Isaac Dilber had been stolen.
Papa fabricated information about a body?
This is the first you're hearing about this?
Detective Lacer, who handled the initial investigation, reported that the body had gone missing. However, in order to deceive Prosecutor von Karma...
It is really odd to see her sprites flipped around, because she's on our side now.
What?
What did you say?
That person who would not forgive those who defied him, nor would he allow others to hold power. He would use any means necessary in order to bend others to his will. And then, also 18 years ago, Director Young was ordered by a certain individual to write a fake autopsy report.
It was Blaise? Dr. Young was the one who wrote the autopsy report for the IS-7 incident?
Please wait, Granny didn't do anything wrong. She was ordered by that person. She had no choice but to obey.
That person?
That person was the chief prosecutor at the time.
The chief prosecutor 18 years ago? You don't mean...
The chief prosecutor who gave Papa his first penalty!
Well, that's something else I didn't have on my freaking bingo card. What?
Wait, what are you saying? Sebastian, we do not need you right now. Blaise Debeste, do you have a rebuttal?
Fabricating stuff about the body of uncovered all that on his own, you know. Falsifying the autopsy report. Young, he would actually do something like that.
Man, you really did some terrible things behind my back, you know?
Seeing as how all the parties concerned are here today, we should ask them directly.
Please wait, Granny is... Ow! Granny, I'm sorry. I knew that's why Yep, because if I didn't, he said he would expose you. If I didn't assist in the crime, Granny would be prosecuted. That's what that man, the conductor, told me.
So, Miss Jensen, was being threatened. Was the conductor who threatened you Blaise Debeste?
That, I don't know. That person who threatened me was the auction conductor. They do have similar physiques, but I never saw the person's face.
Yeah, because he was wearing a stupid mask. Any trivial thing is fine. Give us a characteristic that could be a clue.
That's right. The conductor's mask, and he's supposed to have a tiny part of his face.
Okay, well, what part?
There was a tattoo there. I'm sure of it.
That doesn't... Where was the tattoo? He has a facial tattoo. Okay, but where? Actually, wait, do we have the mask?
Tattoo user.
Ow. Do we have the mask itself in our organizer? That'd be helpful if we did. It doesn't look like it. Okay. So if we don't have the mask, then from what I only got a brief look at it, but it looked like a green, like, bear mask with teeth and, like, fangs on the sides. And if there were fangs there, then that probably would have exposed the chin, right? So the tattoo's probably on the... Wait a minute! Oh my god! It's not a wig, it's... That is so goddamn smart. It's not a okay, I'm gonna progress the text so you can stop flipping your stupid lighter. It's not the wigs that she found. They're not wigs at all. I was busy looking at the hair yesterday to see if that was the wig, but that's or not yesterday, earlier today, but that's not what it is at all. It's his beard. It's a fake beard. I don't know enough about fake hair to know to look for the stuff, but based purely on logic, he probably has the tattoo hidden under there. I guarantee you has the tattoo hidden under there. And what's it? So, and if the tattoo's sitting under there, then that would explain why that would explain the wig, because the wig isn't, there would be a fake beard, right? And that's the only part that we exposed by the mask that we saw. I mean, that's really clever. That's wow. But I mean, maybe the mask would be in the conductor's clothes. No, it wouldn't be. Okay, fine. I'm pretty sure that lines up with what we saw in that picture. I think we got him. I mean, the thing is like, because this should prove it, right? It proves that that she saw someone with a tattoo would be exposed by the mask, and the only thing that would be exposed by the mask would be if he had a fake beard. So we should nail him with this.
You have incurred the wrath of the goddess of law. I suggest you watch what you say.
Hasn't he incurred your own wrath, rather than the wrath of the goddess of law?
Jill Crane, I've been pursuing you just as I have. And I will not let her death be in vain.
Crane was, you know, you say she was pursuing me? I didn't really know her that well, you know?
Why, if you didn't know her that well, then why were you expecting an attack from her?
I don't mind ghosts chasing after me, you know, but I don't recall her ever falling for me, you see?
I don't really see anybody falling for you in the near future, Blaise.
You didn't know the victim well? That is a testimony we haven't heard of until now. Before the eyes of the goddess of law, you shall give us an official testimony.
Wait, also, wait a minute. If you didn't know her that well, then how did you know about the burn mark? We have you on tape. Where's that stupid bear thing? Not the bear, this stupid stuffed animal. We have you on recording saying, we don't have, never mind, okay, I thought we had the actual transcript. We have you on recording saying something like, about a burn mark. So, if you don't know her that well, how would you know about the liar? Dirty little liar.
If you're gonna go that far, that's fine, you see. I'll just have to make you disappear. Every last one of you.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, I shall cooperate with you as well.
Yeah, Justine Courtney has joined the team.
If we let this opportunity slip by, I doubt we will ever get him to stand in court again. Please do not let this chance go to waste.
Yes. I promise I will live up to your expectations.
Now then, Blaise Debeste, you shall testify regarding the victim.
Here we go. We got you in a lie, buddy. I know that freaking beard is fake because it's concealing your tattoo, which we have testifying which prove your presence, and we know you're lying about Jill Crane because you know about her burn mark. You dirty little liar, and you know that she would have had a reason to attack you. You sit upon such a massive throne of lies. Person didn't really know all the. Yeah, I'm gonna press that information. I'm gonna press even more information. We're gonna get some more out of you. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're not done with you yet. We're gonna get the information we need. Okay. You intend to deny your guilt until the bitter end, don't you?
Of course he does. There's no way Pops could be the criminal. I mean, he's my Pops, you know? He's the very best, like no one ever...
You know, I was trying to make a Pokemon-esque joke earlier when I said Justine Courtney has joined the team, like, join your party or whatever, but I didn't want to go all the way, and then Debeste shows up over here like, I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. That's me singing. This is me singing in my Debeste voice, because I'm the best.
Yes, Sebastian, if you're gonna stick up for me, be sure to have a clear basis, you know?
Alright, I got it. I'll clear you of these false accusations.
You? Oh, okay, I would love to see you try.
I believe in you, Pops. We won't lose to someone like Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, you really are pure, you know?
That person, he really loves his father, doesn't he? However, one must be able to accept the mistakes of their father.
Yes, they must, Francisca. That is a great line for her.
No matter how much they may look up to him. Each person must atone for their crimes, no matter who they are.
This is going to be hard for Sebastian, but I simply cannot overlook his father's crimes. Alright, buddy, you're going down. So, you claim that you don't know Jill Crane all that well, but here's the thing, pal. 1, you knew about her burn mark, or else you wouldn't have said it on camera. 2, you said that you were suspecting her to attack you. But if you didn't know all that well, then you would have had no reason to suspect that. So you're saying you weren't very familiar with the victim.
That's right, I didn't even know about the burn mark on Crane's hand, you see.
You didn't know about the burn mark? Then why did you say it out loud on tape?
Well, you see, if I got close to her, she would have disappeared soon. It's a pain to remember someone, you know? When they're just gonna disappear, you see.
In other words, anyone who defies him disappears. I would like you to add your statement about that of the victim's burn to your testimony. I only just learned that she had a burn mark on her hand, you see. You said it out loud on the recording, you liar. You're still saying you didn't know about the victim's burn? Is that really the truth?
You really are persistent, you know. Do you really think I would pay attention to every little wound on a woman's hand?
I mean, I would think the burn mark on the victim's hand would be hard to miss.
Now that you mention it, Jill Crane would regularly wear gloves.
What? She wore okay, let me check the office report. I don't seem to recall her wearing gloves there. Is there can we find a contradiction here? She's not wearing gloves here, so... But if she wore gloves, and she couldn't have... Oh, snap! It's not a tattoo, it's a burn mark! That's why he wears the wig to hide it. Oh my... This goddamn game, it's so goddamn smart. Okay, so it's not a tattoo. The thing that's underneath this bit, it's not a tattoo, it's the burn mark. Because if he really honestly couldn't see the burn mark, or he honestly didn't know about it because he was wearing gloves, then it wasn't him who said it. It was her who was talking in the recording. She was talking about his burn mark, which she would have been able to see because he wasn't wearing his beard. He was wearing the mask which revealed the burn mark, which Karen thought was a tattoo. That's it! Now we got him! Now we got him for good! Oh, buddy. Oh, you've made such terrible errors. You're going down. You are going down, friend.
I did not know about the burn until the incident occurred.
Jill Crane regularly wore gloves.
I thought so. She was probably trying to hide the burn mark, you see. I understand how sensitive a woman can be about these things, you know.
I would like you to add your so-called sensitive understanding of a woman to your testimony. Because here's the thing, pal. If she was wearing gloves, then you wouldn't have been able to see the burn mark, which means the only person who could have been saying it was Jill Crane. Saying it about you with your burn mark hidden underneath your beard and exposed by your mask.
Objection!
Jill Crane regularly wore gloves. If that is true, then it creates a huge contradiction.
Oh, a huge contradiction, you say?
I would like you to listen to the voices recorded on this stuffed animal one more time. We were under the impression that this was the moment when the victim was murdered. I knew who you were right away. You cannot hide that burn from me. We thought that this statement was said by the culprit.
Isn't that fine? What's the problem, you know?
Heh, there is a huge problem with that. If the victim had been wearing gloves from the start, it would have been impossible to see the burn on her hand.
Objection. Gloves come off very easily, you know. She could have taken them off during the auction. Why?
That's
That's not true. Mrs. Crane had been wearing her gloves when I took her place. She must have been wearing them before she was murdered.
What are you saying? You! Don't you understand the position you're in?
I'm not scared anymore. I have Granny here with me. Blaise, your day of reckoning has finally come.
Somehow, it seems like you all want to disappear. Permanently.
The only one who will be disappearing here is you!
Hey, how dare you say that to Pops? Does it really matter if the burn mark is visible?
Can we just chuck you out the window already? Like, you're useless! You have not benefited me in any way since the start of this game. You are worthless. You are useless. And on top of that, you probably cheated your way through law school. But actually, wait, no, hold on. Even if you cheated on all his exams, he can't you would have your incompetence would have been exposed during mock trials and things like that. So how are you in the position you're in? I don't know. I don't get it. It certainly does matter. If the burn mark was visible, then we'd have a complete turnabout of the situation.
What? What are you saying?
If the victim's burn mark wasn't visible, what exactly does that tell you? It tells you the culprit also had a burn mark. Sebastian, turn your way of thinking around. If the victim was wearing gloves, then her burn mark could not have been seen. In that case, whose burn mark was seen?
Someone else's burn mark?
Precisely, the culprit must have had a burn mark as well. In other words, I knew who you were right away. You cannot hide that burn from me. Because you said this was not the culprit, but the victim.
What?
Objection.
Is it just me or does it seem like his objection is louder than the other ones?
Sebastian, could you please step aside? Edgeworth, all your reasoning until now was just a figment of your imagination, you know? The culprit had a burn mark. Where was he?
Easy. It's on the chin. Underneath that beard.
If you can't answer that, then your logic doesn't hold up.
And the proof of this is that the fact that in the conductor's clothes we have the testimony saying that the small part of your face that was exposed was the chin with the mask. What was the culprit's burn mark?
I wonder where the burn mark could have been. During the auction, wasn't...
Indeed, during the auction everyone should have been dressed in a particular way. If the burn mark was one of those conditions, then...
Now, why don't you show us?
Where was culprit's burn? I'll show you where, because it's revealed in this piece of evidence.
Take that!
It was what the conductor was wearing during the auction. In other words, the outfit you were wearing at the time.
What can you figure out from that clothes alone?
The conductor had been wearing a white suit, white gloves, and a mask. His attire had covered up most of his skin. However, according to Miss Jensen's testimony, the conductor's mask exposes... Okay, so I was correct. A green bear-like mask with the teeth and the fangs. So that's I remembered correctly. I only saw it for a small amount of time, but I retained enough of what I saw to make that deduction. In addition, while she thought there had been a tattoo there, it's possible that she simply mistook the burn mark for a tattoo.
A burn mark on his face?
Objection. That's all very scintillating, but I'm afraid you're getting excited over nothing, you know? None of the PIC members have any burn marks on their faces, you see.
Now, why don't you take off your fake beard and show it to us?
That includes me as well, you know?
Huh? Pops? But...
Sebastian, could you please be quiet? If you're an idiot, then act like one, you know?
Normally, Sebastian is a nuisance to everyone around him, but this time I owe him my gratitude. That reaction from Blaise's own son, it is the truth more clear than anything else. Thanks to him, I am confident my reasoning is correct. I knew who that unidentified piece of evidence belongs to.
I wonder what's wrong with the prosecutor.
Usually, Sebastian is slower to arrive at the truth than anyone else. However, this time he has probably figured it out. His own father is a criminal.
Since he knows the truth, he's in pain, isn't he? If he didn't know the truth, he could have remained blissfully ignorant.
Kay, we are here in order to pursue the truth. It doesn't matter what path my reasoning takes. The important thing is to arrive at the truth. Once before, when I lost faith in my reasoning, you said that to me and showed me the way. This time, I shall show you the truth. You are innocent.
I also want to know the truth. Mr. Edgeworth, please tell me.
Yes, that's the spirit.
That's impossible, you know? I mean, just where could I possibly have a burn mark? It's nowhere to be found, you see?
That's right. There's no way there can be a contradiction after my pops.
Sebastian, I understand why you don't want to admit it. However, if you avert your eyes from the truth, you will regret it forever.
Pops, what should I do?
I really wonder why you're such an idiot, you know? Sebastian, if you really want to save me, you'll have to try a little bit harder, you see? Gotta use your head, you know? Honestly, you really are a useless idiot.
No way! But I tried real hard. I tried my best, Pops. I went to the school you told me to go to, research the top of my class like you told me to. Just look at this jacket. Only someone who graduated at the top of his class gets to wear it. I did everything you told me to do. That's how I got to be the best in the academy. I even won all those awards, just so I could be like you, Pops.
Objection. You really are such an idiot, you know? You know those gold stars you got on your tests, I made the teachers give them to you.
Oh! I have never had such a dichotomous reaction to something before. So, that explains everything then. How he got to his position, because his father paid for him to pass through law school, to become the best prosecutor. So half of my brain wants to be like, to keep up the best, let's poke fun at that Sebastian thing, and be like, you suck, you didn't actually earn anything. But the other half is like, that's actually really, really sad. Like, to find out that everything you've ever earned in your entire life has been nothing, has only been given to you because someone else paid for you to have it. That's, like, really... Like, let's be clear. Sebastian is still a complete moron. He's incompetent. He probably can't even tie his shoes properly. But, man, that's really sad to hear.
Every speech and debate contest, all the judges were my friends. You know, Sebastian, if you weren't even able to notice something like that, you're really not worthy of being called my son, don't you think?
Sebastian!
Aw, even my son has disappeared. Oh my, it's enough to make me cry, you know? He was trying his best for me, and yet he was totally useless, you know?
You are truly a despicable person, as the chairman of the PIC and as a father.
Even I feel sorry for that foolish prosecutor. Poor Mr. Prosecutor. Blaise Debeste, just what do you think of your own son?
He's just a useless pawn, you see. Whoa now, maybe you should look in the mirror before you criticize me, you know? I mean, even you also used Sebastian to get close to me, didn't you?
I cannot deny that, however. He is not a mere pawn. He always tries to do his very best, even if the results aren't up to par. I've seen just how hard he tries, and yet, you refuse to even acknowledge it.
Objection. That kid is no good, you see, no matter what he does or is told to do.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, I shall leave this offering to the goddess of law to you. Deliver her divine judgment against Blaise Debeste.
Yes, that was my intention, from the beginning. If there was a burn mark on the conductor's face, then Blaise Debeste must be hiding it. What was he wearing during the auction? That is the key to revealing the truth.
Well then, allow me to hear her answer. Please show the piece of evidence that proves the culprit had a burn mark on his face.
Well, we have Kieran's testimony, right? That, talking about the tattoo, and also her testimony talking about the wig, so this will probably do the trick. If you would recall Miss Jensen's testimony, there's still one point that remains unexplained. 2 types of wigs had been prepared, one of which was left unused.
Do you mean the wavy wig? What are you talking about?
It was something Miss Jensen found when she switched places with the victim.
What does something like that have to do with the burn?
Inside the costume trunk, Miss Jensen witnessed 2 wigs. One of them had been used by Miss Jensen to make her look like the victim. Now then, just what was the other wig used for?
It doesn't seem like it was a spare wig.
There's no need to overthink it. Just compare the attire of the true culprit, the conductor, with that of Blaise Debeste.
Don't stare at me like that.
Don't you think there's just one spot where there is a huge contradiction? Specifically, around his face.
So that's
not a wig at all. Indeed, it was no wig. Blaise Debeste, it was your fake beard!
Ha ha ha, we got you now! This is a real beard, you know. Don't tease me like that, Edgeworth.
Your son must have realized the truth before anyone else. That's why he was trying so desperately to protect you. You were also worried that he would tell you the truth. Isn't that why you drove your son away from here? Because he knew that his father was hiding a burn under his fake beard. Blaise Debeste, how about you remove that fake beard of yours? Gotcha!
Ah! A burn mark! Prosecutor Edgeworth, justice has been served before the goddess of law. For that, I give you my thanks.
I should be the one thanking you.
Blaise Debeste, I hereby announce my verdict. You shall be taken into custody for the murder of Jill Crane.
Holy hell! That was incredible! That was so good! But also, I still have some questions. Like, for instance, how did Kay see the moon jump to the other side of the sky? Or why did she see a man floating above midair? Like, are we gonna get answers on that? But aside from that, that was so satisfying. Oh my god! That was so good.
Mr. Edgeworth, thank you very much. I'm so happy that you believed in me to the very end.
Ah, there's that music! The celebration music! There's no need to thank me, as a prosecutor. No, as a friend, I simply wanted to save you.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, I bring good tidings. It seems that former Chairman Debeste has been safely detained in the detention center. However, the search for the murder weapon, the auction gavel, continues. Blaise Debeste is a shrewd man. There is a good chance that he has already disposed of it. There is also one piece of testimony that concerns me. Blaise Debeste mentioned that the only thing he did not fake were the letters.
What do you mean? Oh yeah. So it wasn't Karen that planted it then. So then who? It's gotta be Shelley the killer, right? Because the only other person, because all the mysteries left right now are what's going on, what went on that viewing platform. Who was in the red coat, why was he floating, and why was the letter planted? And all those three things tie together to be Shelley the killer, because he's the only person we know who in this game who so far who's worn a red raincoat. But the question is why?
The contents of the letters seem to suggest that the two had been corresponding with each other. Which is why Blaise Debeste assumed that the two were working together.
Ridiculous. That can't be right.
After reading the two letters, he decided to pin the crime on Kay Faraday. In order to cast suspicion on her, he planted one of the letters in a noticeable spot.
Yeah, but someone's allowed to write them. Isn't that just an excuse?
Yes, that's what I thought as well. It may have simply been a last-ditch effort to save himself. However, before the stern eyes of the goddess of law, these are all trivial matters. His crime shall certainly not go unpunished. With this, I have finally fulfilled one of my long-standing missions.
Judge Courtney, will you tell me what you know? Why did Blaise Debeste murder Jill Crane? And what lies hidden behind this case?
Yes, I don't mind. You have the right to know everything. Long ago, Jill Crane was in love with a cameraman. That man was pursuing the black market auction as a journalist. And then, before he could reach the truth, he was erased. The feelings and the items Miss Crane inherited from her beloved brought her to the auction. She had come to exact revenge on the conductor, Blaise. Although, in the end, she was the one who was murdered instead.
I see, so that's what happened.
While the goddess of law cannot condone her actions, we have succeeded in her goal of bringing Blaise Debeste's crimes to light.
So, Judge Courtney's goal was to expose Blaise Debeste and reveal the dark secrets of the PIC.
By the way, what happened to the young prosecutor? We have been unable to contact him for some time now. Do you have any idea where he might be? I had not been truly working for him, so... I see. I feel very sorry for him.
What you should be sorry for is the fact that he was kept in the dark until now. No matter how cruel reality is, he'll have to accept it. If he can't, he won't be able to walk his own path in life. Ever.
A father's influence is not something that is easily erased. However, I'm sure he'll be able to change from here on out.
Yes, that's right. Will I, too, be able to walk my own path in life? Hey, is your body alright? Yes, thanks to you. I'm so sorry. Even though you're my patient, you ended up getting suspected because of ow!
You can't just take care of the patient's body. You gotta take care of the heart too.
That's my granny. Kay, how are your memories? I feel like I'm on the verge of remembering something. Well then, I shall take my leave here. I will be presiding over Patricia Rowland's trial.
Oh yeah, I forgot about her. She was awesome in this game, wasn't she? There's been so much that happened in this game. Like this has been such a roller coaster from start to finish. That way, and we're not even done yet. I think we still have another case to go. That would be the trial for the murder of Horst Knightley. Who's in charge of the defense? Probably Ray.
This came supposed to be her defense attorney, but now that she's passed away, we are currently arranging for a replacement defense attorney.
Jim Crane had been in charge of Patricia Rowland's defense.
I'll also have to get in contact with Sebastian quickly, since he's the prosecutor in charge. Well then. Please wait! What about Mr. Edgeworth's prosecutor's badge? What will happen to his prosecutor's badge? With the chairman's arrest, the PIC is no longer functional. So I cannot answer that question easily. Perhaps one could say, only the goddess of law knows? But that's...
You don't need to worry about me. This is the path that I have chosen.
It seems you have no plans to change it either.
Of course not. I chose this path to seek the truth.
With the departure of Blaise Debeste, the law has once again returned to our hands. If you truly desire to continue the prosecutor's path, I am willing to assist you in reclaiming your badge.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I must decline. I do not relinquish my badge with half-hearted feelings.
I see. It seems that our paths of law will continue to run counter to each other.
Yeah. Until our paths cross once again, I shall have you hold on to that badge.
That was my intention from the start. However, on occasion, the goddess of law is quite generous. Please return this notebook to its proper owner.
It's the promise notebook. Kay's promise notebook.
It seems it was scheduled to be put up for bidding at the black market auction.
Oh, you sack of shit!
The name Kay is written on the notebook. It seems Blaise Debeste quickly realized this belonged to the girl, since the letters he found also contained the same name.
You speak as if he really did not know about the letters. Are you saying that Blaise really did not prepare the letters himself?
Yes, that man said so himself. Kay Faraday's goal was to steal back the notebook. Jill Crane's goal was to get revenge. In order to achieve their goals, the two teamed up to infiltrate the auction, or so he says.
Unfortunately, this was all Blaise's misunderstanding. It was purely a coincidence. If the attorney from the PIC and Kay really were acquaintances, it would be strange that she never mentioned it to me, considering her personality.
Haha, you really do trust her, don't you? In the end, the notebook was used as another red herring, but it's something that is very important to that girl, isn't it? I'll make a special exception and return it. I'm sure that's what the goddess of law desires.
I appreciate it.
I shall pray that she recovers her lost memories.
Damn. Goddamn, Justine Courtney, man. What a character. She's been awesome this entire time.
Is something wrong?
Kay, I am returning something very important to you.
This is... Always greet people with a smile, even people you don't know. Never cry in front of strangers.
Aww.
Look, Daddy, I wrote them all down. Yep, I'll be sure to follow all of our promises and become a hero just like you, Daddy. Ah, that's right! There was one more. I forgot to write down the most important promise. Promise number 5. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. I'll be sure to remember. I'll never, ever forget them. Always try your hardest to learn things you don't understand. That's right. I am
Iron Man?
I am the great thief who steals the truth, Kay Faraday! I'm the second Yatagarasu and Mr. Edgeworth's assistant.
Kay, you remember?
It's kind of embarrassing though. Thank you so much. It's all thanks to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Even when I lost my memories, you were still always trying to save me, right?
It seems you're back to normal.
Wow, Kay, you've gotten better. Your health comes first. Now you can relax.
Just make sure you don't run off and lose all your memories again.
Ah, Miss Jensen, Dr. Young, thanks for worrying about me.
So, Kay, I got some questions for you now that you've been cured of your amnesia. What the f is going on with the moon?
I washed your clothes for you, Kay, so they're nice and clean.
These clothes. Wasn't Detective Gumshoe holding on to them?
He said forensics was done with them, so he gave them back to me.
Have they revealed the results of the analysis yet?
To be honest, I actually didn't think to ask about that. Now, more importantly, let's hurry up and get you changed, Kay.
Still, isn't it better if we do not remove her bandages?
Ah, she should be fine now. She just bumped her head. She didn't really have any other major injuries.
Then, why was she so heavily bandaged?
Better safe than sorry. A pound of prevention is worth an ounce of cure. That's my motto.
What a troublesome motto.
Come on, Kay, let's get you dressed up over there.
Ah, there she is. Now this is definitely what a great thief should look like.
A smile certainly suits you best in the past and now as well.
Miss Von Karma, thank you for coming too.
I only came because Scruffy asked me to.
Yeah, sure thing.
That's Scruffy. He also wanted to see your energetic self again.
Gummy! What happened to Gummy?
Who knows? Maybe he was disgusted with the man who willingly threw away his prosecutor's
I'm gonna go with the hard no on that one. Detective Gumshoe.
I must be going soon. I'll be taking these ladies in for questioning.
Ah! What's going to happen to the two of them?
One aided in the murder of an attorney. The other forged an autopsy report 18 years ago. Those crimes definitely won't disappear. Of course. I will mention in court that they were being blackmailed by Blaise.
We just fine. As long as Granny's by my side, we're invincible.
Well then, take care.
So long for now, partner. Now then, Kay. Sorry to ask so soon right after you regained your memories, but I have some questions.
Sure, ask me anything you want.
What were you doing on the day you lost your memories?
On that day, I was asked to come to Gourd Lake.
To Gourd Lake? What?
I don't know who called me there, though. As I was watching the moon at Gourd Lake, a person in a red raincoat approached me.
What? Wait a minute, what?
All of a sudden, he used some kind of drug to knock me out.
What? What is she saying? The place where Kay saw the moon was at Gourd Lake?
When I woke up, it seemed I somehow ended up on the roof of the Grand Tower. My mind was still in a daze, so I stumbled around for a bit. That's when I found the person in the red raincoat collapsed. I was startled, and when I stepped back in panic, I fell from a high place and got knocked out and got so cold again. And when I woke up, all my memories were gone.
What?
The person in the red raincoat. Who exactly was that person? Oh yeah, I was certain that I saw them walking in midair. Somehow this is all starting to make my head hurt.
Yeah, you don't say. Please calm down. You're just a little confused because you've only recently gotten your memories back. Most likely, this is the main cause of your confused memories. Your memories of two places, right? Because she said she was by the cherry tree, which doesn't make any sense. We established that her location doesn't make. I mean, it makes sense she fell in the hole, but with where she saw the moon and where she saw the person walking from, that doesn't it's directly contradictive of what actually happened, or what we claim happened. It's probably the main cause of your confused memories. You saw the moon at both the Gourd Lake Park and the Grand Tower rooftop, which led you to confuse the two places.
Huh? Well, I'm totally different places. If I was in a daze, you think I'd get them confused?
Most likely there was something at the Grand Tower which led to your confusion. Probably what would have led to your confusion? I mean, well, there is a food stand at the Gourd Lake Park, so that might have been why she was confused. The Grand Tower rooftop and Gourd Lake have 2 points in common. They both have a cherry tree and a food stall.
Ah, now that you mention it.
Your memories were confused because you had been in two similar locations. The person that you first saw could not have been walking in midair. They were simply walking on the ground at Gourd Lake Park. You must have gotten that scene confused with the Grand Tower rooftop.
So that's what happened. How dare they steal the memories of a great thief? They'll pay for this.
Nevertheless, I wonder who the person that assaulted Kay was. It's probably Shelly the Killer, that person in the red raincoat who appeared at Gourd Lake. Oh no, that's a chills down the spine moment. It's gonna be Shelly the Killer. What's that noise?
It sounds like it's coming from the storeroom. Mr. Edgeworth, let's go check it out. What's this? My shutterbug senses tickling. I smell me another scoop.
Yeah, you're still here. April 6th, 9:53 a.m. Grand Tower 50. Can you stop snapping your camera? Yup, it's gonna be the thing. I knew it! I goddamn knew it! I said in the storm that stupid walkie-talkie was the thing that Shelly the Killer used. This transceiver. Why do I feel like I've seen it somewhere before? I goddamn knew that's what it was.
It's still beeping, Mr. Edgeworth.
I'm not particularly familiar with this sort of device.
Come on, we have to answer it. Here goes. Hello, Edgeworth speaking.
Wait. Okay, please don't just answer it on your own. I'm speaking with Mr. Miles Edgeworth, I presume. This voice is Shelly the Killer! I congratulate you on resolving the case. However, can you truly say in good conscience that it has been solved? Are you aware of the mastermind who is pulling the strings behind this incident? You! Why do you know about the incident? That's not important right now. Wouldn't you agree? Right now, we're discussing the mastermind behind this case. I've had an inkling that such a person existed, even before you said anything. After all, there was evidence to suggest that someone had used Kay to disrupt the investigation.
Huh? There was... So, who's this mastermind?
I would like to hear your thoughts on the matter. Would you kindly show me the evidence that indicates the existence of a mastermind? That would be whoever planted the letters. Or whoever wrote the letters, sorry. This indicates the existence of a mastermind in this case.
Huh. I can't say I really understand.
I am very sorry, but I also do not understand. No. So this wasn't it. What? What do you mean? That we don't know who wrote the letters. There's literally nothing else it could possibly be. The whole thing here is that the whole thing here is that we don't know who wrote these letters. Like, what? That's the whole that was the whole thing. Is that someone wrote the, like, yes, they admitted to planting them, but we don't know who actually wrote the letters. What else would it have even been? Oh, did I need to wow, okay, alright, really? Really? Okay, fine. Wasn't there anything that was left unexplained among the evidence? I await your answer, Mr. Edgeworth. Would you, okay, yeah, so fine. Do I need to show this one?
Take that!
Okay, they're both letters! What do you mean? They're both letters! They would, okay, alright, that's annoying. They're both letters. They were both, we don't know the author of either of them. They were, okay, game. Sure thing, game.
Come to think of it, I don't remember writing the letter at all.
Who could have prepared this letter? I too am quite curious to know. So you're not the one who wrote the letter? What could I possibly gain from doing such an act? Is it not necessary for you to stand in court in order to make the truth clear? What can you possibly do now that your badge has been taken from you? I look forward to finding out from the shadows. This man, how does he know that? Do we have an understanding? Please ensure you do not betray my trust. Now then, if you'll excuse me.
He said the case wasn't solved yet. What did he mean by that? And why would Mr. the Killer even bother telling us that? Nothing makes sense anymore.
This case has not reached its true conclusion yet. However, although I've lost my prosecutor's badge, who I am still has not changed. While I don't know where this may lead me, I shall reveal the truth. I swear it. That case was phenomenal! What's it called? The Grand Turnabout. Okay, that, my friend, is a finale case if I've ever heard it. Okay, here, that case was so good. That case was phenomenal. Everything about it. The character work between Edgeworth, Francisca, Gumshoe, Kay, him giving up his prosecutor's badge, Courtney coming over to the right side, the work character with Sebastian of all people, getting to see a window into what is, like, why his head is stuck up his ass, and, like, all that with his father, that actually made, like, bringing down even more satisfying, and the logic used in figuring out the case. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. I can't wait for the finale. I cannot freaking wait. Because here's the thing, right? There is a lot of things in this game so far that have yet to be explained. A lot of really, really random pieces. Like, who is Shelly the killer? What is his role in all this? What was the deal with the Zhang Fei? Like, why was the popularity declining? What's the backstory of the assassin we found in the prison? What's going on with Patricia Rowland's trial? And why was Joe Crane the defense attorney? What's going on with Delicious Scones, and where's Gustavia's son, and what's the deal with that museum kid who showed up again in this case to film a movie at the Grand Tower? Who masterminded the letter? What's the deal, like, what happened at Gourd Lake? Why was she summoned there? Why was she on top, what happened at the top of the Grand Tower? Who pushed her in? And what was the purpose of the black market auction? There's so many things that have been building up over the course of this game, and I have a feeling that it's all gonna come together in this final case, and I'm really, really excited to see how this all plays together. So, that'll be it for now. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll catch you all tomorrow for the next episode and the start of the final case of Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Goodbye!